And I think about time, right? And how precious time is, and how most people in this economy are wasting time. I was on a beach in Mexico with a friend of mine, a guy named Steve Games, who built this big company in California and then sold it, during the heyday to Warren Buffett. And he bought this 7 miles of oceanfront between Cabo San Lucas and La Paz. And this 7 miles was originally called Bahía de los Muertos. And if you speak Spanish, Bay of the Dead is not a good marketing name. So we came up with Bahía de los Sueños, Bay of the Dreams. And so he would hire me to come down and, consult and play golf and have fun. And so I'm down there one day, and it's like, all day long, surfing fun, playing, fishing with my kids, like 6 and 8 at the time. And he had just opened up a Giggling Marlin restaurant on the property, so it's margaritas and, fun, right? Vacation, holiday, all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm there with my boys, and we're just walking down the beach, and they're like, Dad, can we play on the beach? And I'm like, well, it's 10 o'clock at night, and my Italian wife is like, you will take care of the children. I'm like, yes, dear. So she goes to bed, and I'm sitting there with my boys, and if you haven't done this, you should. I don't care if your son or your daughter is like 50, you should do this. I'm just laying there looking at the stars in this bay with the water just barely touching our feet. And my little guy, Steve-O Supremo, he falls asleep into just, because he's like me. If he lays down, he's gone. And my older boy, who is like super analytical, engineer, has already told me, I don't care about college, I just want to go start 5 companies. Can we just get to it? Can we just start buying real estate? Like, he's an old soul. You with me on this? He's just an old soul. Good boy, old soul, kind of crazy, definitely my child. He's 8, and he says, Daddy, how many stars are in the sky? And I was like, oh, that's a big question. Good thing I had 2 margaritas and no Siri. Awesome. So I did the old, well, if you put your thumb up like this, it crosses out 1,000,000 stars. So what does an 8-year-old do? Both feet. How many is that, Daddy? I'm like, I don't know. And then he's like, Daddy, how old is the Earth? And I was like, I had margaritas. Like, what are you talking about, right? Like, I didn't actually say that, but that's what's in my mind. I'm ready to fall asleep. And he's like, no, Daddy, how old's the Earth? And I'm like, well, they did find a rock in Minnesota, and I'm no geologist, but they were able to read, the rings, I guess, the lines, and they said that this rock was like 170 trillion years old. And he was like, how many zeros is that? I'm one of those daddies. Get up, find a stick, under the moonlight, 1, 7, 0, 0, comma, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, all the way down. And he's like, Daddy, that's a lot of zeros. And I go, yeah. And then he goes, how old are you? And like perfect math equation, 36 at the very bottom of the 2 zeros. And then he goes, how old will you be when you die? And I was like, I didn't need motivation right now, kiddo. Like, I'm on vacation. Coach, stop it. And he's like, no, Daddy, really? I'm like, well, they say the average male dies around 85, women die at 87, but that number's been going up. There's people that are smoking weed in India that are 122. It didn't say that, but like, we know what's going on. And we also know that we're now doing full genome reads of the entire body, which we can tell you exactly how long you're gonna live and what you can do about it. That stuff exists today, right? So we are going to live to be 150, but at this time I'm like, 87. He looks at me and he goes, Daddy, you don't have a lot of time. He's 8. I want to punch him in the throat. You with me on this? I'm on vacation, so I am like a coach. So I go, well, you know what we got to do, Michael? You know what it is? None of us have a lot of time. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. It's about what you do with the time that matters. I go, I believe that you should do what you love, with people you love, for people you love. First time I'd ever said it, now it's a slide I show every time. And I said, that's what I believe. Michael, what do you love? And he goes, Daddy, do you guys know the name Jimmy Banks? Great Sergio and Banks, downtown Chicago broker, total mafia, right? Like, buildings and high rises and stuff. I've known Jimmy forever and Grace. And we were just in Chicago, downtown with Jimmy, and Jimmy's showing him a building that they had finished and, completed. And so Michael says, I want to be a builder. And I'm like, real estate, he's listening. Awesome, right? That's good. And I go, well, so you know what you have to do? He goes, what? And I go, we have to start. He goes, what do you mean start? I go, let's go. It's 11:30 at night. We build Sandcastle skyscrapers for about an hour and a half. So we're doing the skyscraper, and he's telling me, this is the penthouse. Mommy and I are going to live here. There's the basement. You and Steven down here. He's like, thanks, kid. And I'm like, well, what are you going to sell them for? I'm going to sell the penthouse for like 10 gets a bazillion, quadrillion dollars. I was like, good, you only need one sale. That's awesome, good. So we're talking about this, but you can see him lighting up because he made the connection. This is what I want to do, and instantly started taking action. 1:30 in the morning, my wife comes down and she's like, what are you doing with our children? Because Stephen's feet are now, halfway into the water. The tide is coming up. We don't even pay attention. We're doing sandcastles and we're writing contracts and doing deals, right? And he's totally in it. And my wife's like, what are you doing? And my son turns to her and goes, Mommy, we're building sandcastle skyscrapers because we don't have any time. Oh, my wife just goes, he's going to tell that story until he dies. I'm like, yes, I am. I wonder what he would say to all of you. TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. The market's better than it's ever been. The company just celebrated its biggest sale in the history of 164 years? Like biggest ever month ever? And some of you are going, but not me. Something to think about, huh? TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. 3 to 4 years from now, the market turns. Not because something bad happened, because it always does. TikTok, TikTok, who will have all the money? Whoever has all the money did all the work immediately coming out of this event to make those small changes in behaviors that you needed to make so you can go out and serve more customers and sell more houses and make more money, right? And put it in your savings account so when the world turns on its head, you have the cash, and instead of selling all those properties to an investor who's gonna get wealthy, you buy them yourself. You with me on this? Or you do what one of my clients did, was he bought them all, and then you know what he did? He rented them out to immigrant families that were moving into this country, because when he came here in the 1970s from Vietnam, he lived in a home like that. And today he owns 1,100 of them. You with me? It makes his heart sing. Yeah. He didn't buy them in the good market. He bought them in what's coming. You with me on this? So, as I wrap up, 3 things. God bless you guys. Go make a fortune, get more training, get your ass in gear. You with me on this? TikTok, TikTok. Thanks, guys. Hey, it's Coach Tom Ferry. Are you looking to take your business and your life to the next level? Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Click the link below. I dare you.